Now, the question I have, normally I do everything about sports, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on Western women in the United States, in other words, American women, how they treat men like crap. And a lot of women were saying this, and that's why Filipino women want us to come and get them, and Asian women too, because they'll treat us like kings. Here in the U.S., they treat us like dirt. They think they're entitled to everything. They think, we owe them something. I mean, they should be thankful that they don't have to fight wars. Isn't that right, Sandy?
Yeah, true. I'm
See?
glad to be a woman. I wouldn't want to be a man.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be a woman. It's tough being a guy.
yeah. She seen what I had to go through at Home Depot. She saw because I was being mistreated because of this woman was a feminist, and I ended up in the hospital because she expected me to do all the work. And Sandy had to drive me to the hospital, and she had to visit me and saw me, the condition I was in. My two idiot friends claimed I was a woman hater, so they never believed me. Hey, Sandy, if I'm a woman hater, have I ever hit you?
Well, no, of course not.
Have I ever mistreated you?
No.
You know who was a woman hater? Ted Bundy. He killed women. Men that abuse women are woman haters. I've never abused a woman. I was called a woman hater, and Sandy can attest to this, because I feel that men shouldn't have to pay for everything, because we can't afford it, especially nowadays. So I definitely think women, they think they're entitled. They have much more high expectations. You got to see some of these women look like, too. Out of shape, nothing really to look at. Now, I know I'm nothing to look at, and I admit that, but these women literally think the guy has to make $500,000 a year and then turn off if he doesn't go to the gym. The woman was obese. Their expectations have gone too high. They're really obnoxious. They say, well, I'm not going to date a guy if he only does this and that. I goes, why? Guys have dated women on welfare before. So their expectations gotten so high that men are just going overseas. They're called passport Joes now. So I'm asking you, everybody, do you think women have gone too far in America? I think they have. And it's gotten so bad that some women, I don't think they normally would have been like this, but they know guys are getting fed up with them. That one woman goes, I find it, there's nothing wrong when the guy's working his ass off, coming home from a hard day's work, having dinner ready for him and giving him a nice cold beer. I bet you about 10 years ago she probably would have said screw that, but she knows guys are just leaving. They're also not marrying him anymore because they're getting screwed out of divorce. So a lot of times women are getting frustrated. They're like, every time I go out on a date, the guy's always asking for separate checks. What do you expect? All we ask is some respect and a thank you, but they won't even do that. So a lot of guys have decided to go overseas to get, Filipino women, Asian women, because they treat men a lot better. Here they treat them like crap. They think they're entitled. I don't know if they're entitled to. They haven't done anything. The infrastructure in America was built by men. Men created America. We died at war for America. Women don't have to do that. Here's another thing a woman actually said. Because if there's a lifeboat and there's only one seat available and a sinking ship and there's a woman and a guy, who are they going to save first? She says, obviously it's going to be the woman. She also says, yeah, if there's a fire and they got to save one first, they're always going to pick the woman. The guy most likely will die. And she also pointed out, if you're in the wilderness, they'll put the women and children to safety where they have to go fight off the attacker. It could be a bear or it could be a perpetrator or whatever. But they're expected to give up their lives for that. So the woman says, yeah, men also die at wars. And she says, there's no way I'd ever want to be a man. But women always claim that they're oppressed. Oppressed from what? I have no idea. Isn't that right, Sandy?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, so she can contest it because she sees the crap that goes on here. She says, I'm so glad I'm not a man. What you guys have to go through. So she appreciates, who's expected to do the heavy lifting. Well, that'd be the man.
Yeah.
So our expectations are so ridiculous. And who dies sooner? Men, because of stress. And all we ask for some respect and stop complaining so much. They won't even do that. They just have this really bad attitude to a point that guys now, I don't know if it's the average yet, but it's becoming close to an average, where men are losing their virginities in their 30s and women are losing a lot younger because men are holding out. They're like, you think sex is going to do it for us? A lot of guys are like, screw it, I'll play with myself instead. It's better than being with you. So I'm asking you guys, this is the other thing, is because women, they say, well, if we stick together, God knows what'll happen. Yeah, I know what's going to happen. You're going to get screwed, because if men stick together, you're really screwed. Men will say, nah, I'm not paying for everything. I'm not marrying you, so I get screwed in divorce. And if we do get married, you better sign a prenup, which most women won't do. in the other case, since women are making a lot more money than men now, a lot of times they always want a prenup automatic. I'm like, wait, you didn't like signing one, years ago. Now you don't want to give up half your money to men. And this other woman obviously knows nothing about men. She claims that a lot of times men are entitled to alimony. She says, yeah, a lot of times they don't take it because of men's pride. That's not why they didn't take it. They didn't take it because they have a conscience. A lot of women don't have a conscience. They're like, why should I take her hard-earned money? I'll be able to make my own hard-earned money myself. So a lot of women don't even know what it's like to be a man. Some woman actually posed as a man for a year and a half. She thought it was going to be a cakewalk. So after her experiment, the woman says to her, goes, does any woman know what it's like to be a man? She goes, no. She goes, I had no idea how hard it was. And she even wrote a book about it. So Melina King is one of the YouTube channels I watch. Watch her because she really rips women apart to a point that my girlfriend Sandy goes, man, she sounds like she's a real woman hater. But she can't be a woman hater. She's a woman. She just hates women like that because it gives them a bad name. So those are just my points. Please leave all your comments. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. And please hit the subscribe button. And we'll talk to you later.